What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, we are checking out this new Dream Theater track, Night Terror. Wow. For me, this is bringing it back. The first time I heard Dream Theater was, I think I was a sophomore in high school. I was either a freshman or a sophomore. Freshman? I may have been a freshman, actually. One of the two. Anyways, and it was not any of these albums, actually. It was a Change of Seasons, right? That was like an EP or something like that. I had never heard anything like it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty incredible. And you listen to it a zillion times, and you know, it's like this long piece, all that kind of thing. And then I got into them, right? I got Awake, I got Falling into Infinity, I got Metropolis Part 2, I got Images of Word, you know, I got all that stuff. And I got 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. I did have, and this I think was the last album that I ever had of theirs. And this one I even don't know that I know that well. Well, it was around the time that I stopped listening to them, but also, did I see them this year? I've seen Dream Theater. How many times have I seen them? Once or twice? Twice? I don't remember if I've seen them once or twice. I think twice. Once was in New Jersey and once was in Boston. And I want to say that the time in Boston was around this time, 2002. 2001, 2002, around that time. All these records I don't know. I don't know them at all. I completely missed Mike Mangini. Mike Mangini was teaching at Berkeley, actually, when I was there. And then also when he got put into, you know, into a Dream Theater also. So I remember at the gig in Boston, he sat in on a song. He wasn't in the band yet. All right, let's get to this. This is Night Terror. I imagine it's from this album right here. Yeah, it's the second track off this album. 16th album. Wild. It's not out yet. February 7th, 2025. First studio album in over 15 years with Mike Portnoy. Although he did not produce the album. John Petrucci produced the album. Okay. October 25th, 2023, Dream Theater announced that drummer Mike Mangini had departed that's how you put it. As they reunited with Mike Portnoy after 13 years, a culmination of reconciliation between Portnoy, Petrucci, Labrie, and Rudess. Labrie and Portnoy had not spoken for 12 years until their 2022 show in New York. Band announced that it would record its first studio album with Portnoy in 15 years since Black Clouds and Silver Linings. Portnoy said in an interview, "I don't want to be over philosophical about it, but we're all getting older. Here we are in our 50s and 60s. You start to think of the reality of how much time do we have left. I would hate if this were to become a Roger Waters, Pink Floyd, or Peter Gabriel with Genesis situation where the fans want it, but it never happens." October 10th. So this came out 4 days ago from when I'm recording this. They released Night Terror, first single. All right. This is going to be wild for me to check out. All right, let's get into it. Bam. Yeah, because it's been so long since I've heard them. right? It's like that's the bit that James is singing on. The first interesting thing to happen. I mean, it sounds like Dream Theater, you know.
Mind awake, body at rest, drifting through sleep transitions. Borderland state, swimming through waves, sensory train condition. Without warning, I fall down the bottomless well.
This guy's got tattoos now? When did that happen?
Flesh is crawling, need to climb my way out of this hell. By the sword on the wheel, twisting in the wind. Pierce the silence with a scream. Why can't I remember anything?
Nice. Yeah. Part that I was saying nice to was the drum part. Just like how he did that and how it made it feel. All right, there it is. Cool. Yeah. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. It sounds like Dream Theater. Sounds like Dream Theater to me. You know, there's for these guys, you know, obviously they're super technical. I think that it's interesting that like Jordan Rudess has like the manuscript, you know, it's a screen or whatever program it is now. It's not paper anymore, but you know, that's like, I feel like that's very on brand for him and also a bit for them, but more so for him. But at the same time, it feels a little bit like, you know, a singer having an iPad with lyrics. You know, it feels a little bit also like that, which is even weirder for like an original band than, you know, like a cover band or a wedding band or something like that. Anyways, that's an aside, just noticing type of thing. It's whatever. They're obviously very technical. They've always been very technical. They sound like they could play anything. And I get that there's probably a critique of, I've seen it on my channel also, of like Jordan Rudess, like, right? Because we've talked about like Rick Wakeman and how I don't really feel a lot of the time. I don't really feel him a lot of the time. And people saying, yeah, that's kind of like Dream Theater and Jordan Rudess, right? Specifically. You can even, I feel like you can even get that from John Petrucci a bit, because the guy's just an animal. He like, I always, when I think of like guitar playing and like these type of guitar players, and I think of like Dimebag Darrell, who could play a ton of notes, but he doesn't pick all the notes, right? Where John Petrucci picks like every note, right? He's just, and it's clean. He's an animal, right? Total machine with it. Animal and machine are not the same thing. Dimebag is an animal. This guy's a machine. You know what I'm saying? But Dave Portnoy always gets me. You know, I don't know why. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. He just always gets me. I think he always did when I used to listen to him also. Overall, I liked it. I did. I liked the song. I thought it was cool. Obviously, massive, you know, it's a 10-minute song, massive musical sections that I felt like they really strung along and kept you throughout the whole thing. It wasn't just, it flowed, right? It wasn't just like kind of choppy. They brought you along and it made sense. Wasn't just kind of, it didn't sound like, all right, here's this section, we wrote this section, here's another section we wrote, here's another section we wrote. What happens if we piece them all together? It didn't sound like that, right? It sounded like full composition type of thing. I thought it was cool. I'm not like intensely blown away by it or anything like that. You know, it's not like that. It sounds like Dream Theater. I don't think it was awesome, you know? Like I'm kind of in the middle. I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is good. It's cool. Sounds like them. Good to be back. All of that. They sound good. They sound you know, like Dream Theater. There it is. Man, it's wild how many albums they have now. Wait, you guys see this? Did the album cover? How many album covers has Hugh done? Wow, Hugh did a Earth, Wind, and Fire cover? Really? Wow. In the Name of Love, he did this one? Wow. Right, I bring this up because obviously Rush. Oh, okay. So he did 2005 Octavarian, Systemic Chaos. He probably did like all of them since then, I imagine. Three Doors Down. I mean, he's done a ton of album covers. It's very impressive. And also wild that some people, they just like, it's like this guy just gets the, I mean, how many does he do in a year? You know? Is he taking any years off? Last year he only did one. It was a slow year. Okay, slow year. 2020 he did 4. 2021 was busier. 2022 was busier. Talus. Yeah. Stone Sour. It's cool. Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, wait a minute. I know this name. I forget how to say it. Hugh Syme. Hugh Sim? Anyways, yes, they are Rush fans. All right, cool. There it is. Dream Theater's new album. Dream Theater headquarters, Long Island. All right, there it is. Awesome. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.